Today we're going to talk about overcoming obstacles. I believe each one of us, we have got specific goals or even desires, and sometimes for you to overcome that obstacle, or rather for you to get your breakthrough, you need to learn how do I overcome obstacles, because in life you are going to face, or rather you're going to be challenged by different obstacles. So there are certain things that keeps us from not becoming the person that we are meant to be. Or rather, even in that process of growth and succeeding and making an impact into your world, you discover that certain obstacles have been presented. And so when you see obstacles, you quickly rush away, or you have a resilient mindset whereby you are ready to go the extra mile and achieve that thing that you're supposed to be attained. So I think overcoming obstacles, it will help us to secure higher chances for us to succeed and to live a very victorious life. So how do I overcome obstacles? So that's the question. So in fact, we all know that obstacles, they are things that comes against us, the thing that is stopping us between our success and our goals. In the middle, there has to be an obstacle. So obstacle is the thing that you have to learn how to navigate through it, so that we become so powerful and also empowered and to make a right decision. So how do you overcome obstacles? So I think there are certain keys that are going to give you that if we apply it in our everyday life, you're going to emerge victorious. So when it comes to obstacles, the first thing, you have to change your mindset. Now, you see, a lot of things, or rather that will happen, or a lot of things that is happening in our world, it has to do with our mindset. Some of us, we have this victim mentality. We think that I cannot make it. You have got these doubts, you have got this limiting beliefs. See, until you renew your mind and begin to have a good thoughts, you'll never overcome. You see, victory begins in your mind. So a victor's mindset believes that he can. So we have to cultivate a can-do mentality. So we have to take charge of our thought life. So anything that is not good, anything that is not pleasing, you have to see yourself that you can overcome it. So not unless we convince in our mind and also in our hearts that we are going to accomplish the thing that we have set our minds to do, we will not going to accomplish that. So we have to take responsibility of our mindset. Know that you can. So I think having a champion mindset, having a great kind of mindset, will affect our actions, and it will affect how we're going to relate with other people, or even our decisions we're going to make. So you have to see yourself as a conqueror. You're more than a conqueror. That's the beginning steps of overcoming any obstacles. Once you have conquered it in your mind, it will manifest itself later. So we have to be wise enough and make sure that we eradicate any negative, any self-imposed mentality, all those limiting beliefs. We have to get rid of it. And another thing that it is essential for us to overcome any obstacle, we have to take a plan. We have to devise a plan that will cause us to overcome that obstacle. So you need us to say, what is the obstacle? So how can I overcome it? So you have to find a way, or rather through planning and analyzing and situations and coming up with ideas, so that we find the best approach that we can apply. It's all about thinking and planning. And so by taking those actions, we are going to overcome a particular obstacle. The other thing, we have to refine our skills and knowledge. So you need to ask yourself, what do I want to become? And then what's the potential obstacle? What is the thing that is keeping me from not accessing? So I think when you have got knowledge and you are trained and you are empowered, it's easy. You're more likely to succeed on that, to succeed in overcoming that obstacle. The other thing, you have to be willing to seek support. Most of us, we are too proud not to ask for help. So I think when it comes to a particular obstacle, we have to really seek advice, or rather support, from your loved ones, from your friends, from your mentors, advisors. So people that will help us because they have gone through that particular situation. So sometimes seeking support, it helps because we don't always have all the answers. So we may rely for other people for the ideas and for solutions. The other thing is that we have to get advice we have to learn and grow. So how do you do that? Sometimes we need to ask questions, or rather even advice from the people who have been in such a situation. You know, your story, or rather your situation, is not different from other people. So if you see other people are making it, or rather they have success, go there and inquire, or even study how did they manage. So we have to study people who are in the same situation and how they overcome. We have to really know the difference. So the other thing, we have to be strong enough. You have to have a resilient attitude. What does that mean? Whenever you face an obstacle, or rather when you try to do something and then you get beaten down, or rather you fall down, instead of just giving up, you have to try. You have to try as many times as you can. Even as you are trying, you are learning your lesson, so that next time you're not in that kind of situation. So I think by even learning from other people, or even having a strong mindset, it can help us overcome any obstacle. And the other thing, you have to see the bigger picture. You should ask yourself, what's the impact of that obstacle that is affecting our goals? What's the worst thing can happen if I don't achieve the thing that I'm supposed to be achieving? Or rather, how will I feel when I overcome that obstacle? So we have to really ask ourselves and examine ourselves and find out on how we can overcome that obstacles. So that's how we overcome obstacles. So we have to seek support, we have to refine our skills, we have to ask for advice, and then we have to develop a strong attitude whereby I can. And that's how we become more than conquerors. That's how obstacles are overcome, breakthroughs are defined. So you can share, subscribe, like if you find this presentation to be of great value.